Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. We're trying to do this morning do thing. Good morning. I'm Delia Jackie Hope Glass, Mama, Navy vet, certified doer, and the Lace Up legislator for the House of Delegates, 93rd District. Honored to serve. So glad to have you here. This is the morning do for certified doers just like you. And I'm glad y'all up and at it. Okay. This is the work. This is the work. As you know, I am currently in Richmond at the General Assembly doing the General Assembly things. That tiny piece of the year where we do lawmaking, that's what we're doing. And I'm gonna give y'all a bit of an update, but also like this is one of those things where if you want to join in, I've got it so that if folks want to join into the conversation, all you got to do is message me and tell me. I'll bring you in the morning. I think this is the best time to be hearing from y'all. Hey Liana, hey Kat, hey Miss Betty, hey Chelsea, guten Morgan. Good morning, Brian. Good morning, Mr. Little. So good to see you all. So good to see you all this morning. What's on your bird? Put it in the chat. Or, like I said, I'm so interested in having folks come on and talk. Last week, really fortunate to have someone come on and talk about, you know, clemency and incarceration and the work that still needs to be done and is trying to be done here. We are about 20 some odd days into the 60 into General Assembly session. We'll be halfway through on February 17th. And on the 17th, we call that crossover day, right? Crossover means the way the Virginia General Assembly works is that our bills go through both the House and the Senate. So any bills that have successfully made it through the House of Delegates will go over to the Senate, and the Senate has to do their adjudication. Anything that happens in the Senate has to come to the House, and they'll do their adjudication. And so then that's how that will work. So all the crossover means, the bills are just ships in the night passing each other to the other side, and then hopefully, and they'll go through that same process, and hopefully some of those processes, some of those things will all be shuffled out. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's so good to see y'all. I said again that if you have something on your bird this morning and you want to join me on the live, let me know. I'll DM you the link to join in. But I think I have with that, I just have a couple. I think I have a couple bills left that it's like, yeah, I don't know. Some of them, I don't know if they're going to get docketed. And by docketed, I mean if they're going to get a hearing. I don't know. I'm just waiting to find out and see what's going to happen. Is what I will do is I'll take y'all to my board so you can kind of see like how we track bills. But remember that the morning due time is yours. Like this is your time. This ain't mine. So if you got a question, you got a comment, throw it in the chat. I'll try to do my best to answer. And again, if you want to join the conversation, I'll send you a link. So let's do this so you can kind of see what we're working with. All right. I'm going to walk y'all to good morning, certified doer. So I'm walking y'all. This is my office. I believe it's the coolest office in the General Assembly. And I'm always told that. I'm walking into my team's office. What we do is we're trying to keep a update of all of the bills that we have going on. And we keep a board. This is our board by where we write down all of our bills. They get a number. We're trying to figure out what committee they go to, what subcommittee, and then where they are. Today, actually, I've got this number right next to it. That means today that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bill presentations today. And then I think I have like 3 committee meetings, right? 3 committee meetings. And that's a varsity day. That's today is varsity, right? I try to earn my varsity letter, but once they go over to the other side, we'll track our bills as they go through the Senate right through here. So this is what we got. I did like 30 something bills, which is crazy. I shouldn't do that. What I want to encourage y'all to do, Though something that my chief of staff has me doing is every day she's making me put a sticky, and she calls it DTS, did that shit. So every day I have to put up here the thing that I feel like, yo, I did that, to celebrate the small wins, because in this place, you're going to take a lot of L's, right? Like everything's not going to go through. So I got to find the tiny wins that I get in this process. That's what it'd be like. That's what it'd be like. So we're trying. We're trying. I did get a question from Chelsea, who is an amazing advocate on marijuana justice here. And she says, morning, can I give you an update on? Yes, you can give me an update on the marijuana bill. Do you want to join the conversation? I bet y'all want to update on the marijuana bill. I would love it. Let me get the light back on, and then I will send you the link to join in, so you can join and tell us about what's going on with the marijuana bill. I get, so for context, a lot of, there's a gentleman by the name of Delegate Krizik. He has been a leader in this space legislatively, and he can't do this work without community partners on, marijuana. No one here is an expert on those sorts of things. Actually, let me just say, there's no one here an expert on anything. We all have to, we have our things that we're good at, that we have our lived experiences with, but we rely on the general public to help us do the business right. And Chelsea is one of those people who I'm trying to message. I'm going to message you right now the link to join in. Yeah. All right. So you've got the links to join in. I would love to have you come talk to us and give us a little a marijuana update. Is there any bill that any of you guys are tracking, or any types of law? Oh, Shauna, I am still working on getting you a point of contact. I talked to a deputy's attorney general, but I'm going to get you some contact information so that you can that's on my list. That's on my list of stuff and things to do. That is a huge part here. I want y'all to understand is that even though we're in the process of still doing legislative things, I still have a team here that has to take care of community. And that can be, I don't get to have my eyes on all of that all the time, which is also frustrating because I be wanting to do everything. And I can tell you that's the biggest way to fail. That's the easiest way to fail in this environment, is to try to do all the things yourself. So, if there's anything that you have a question, comment, or thing with, please don't hesitate to talk to the members of the team. I try to pick good people on the team that can connect the dots and be of service to you. Ooh, Chelsea just joined us. All right, so first of all, I'm gonna go ahead and when I bring her in, I think y'all need to make sure that y'all go to the website, and she gonna give you all of that. I can see that she gonna give you all of that and stay abreast of what we're going as we enter into this new economy of the marijuana economy that's gonna do some good for the Commonwealth. Okay, add to the stage. Good morning.
Good morning. Am I coming through good?
Yes, amazingly.
Great.
Skin popping, ready. Okay, this morning.
I can't believe it, but thank you. And thank you for the time to do this. We are up. I actually just went and got some Post-its because I'm going to follow your lead on giving myself some praise, doing the work. But thanks, everyone. I'm Chelsea with Marijuana Justice. Please make sure you do visit our site, marijuanajustice.org. You can follow us on social media at THC Justice Now. We put out a newsletter at least weekly, even more during General Assembly. So if you want to know what's going on, please subscribe and let us know if you have any questions. I wanted to come on because yesterday was a big day for marijuana in the other chamber, but that means it's going to come over to you all very soon. And want to lift up Delegate Krizik. He has been our champion in the House, so thank you so much for him. And what we're really asking for people right now is, as we move into this economy, is that we are not going to redo and recycle the same crimes and criminalization of populations.
What is that? Can you tell people what that means? Because sometimes people are like, I don't know what you mean by crimes. What the heck is that? What do you mean by that?
Sure. So In 2021, Virginia became the first state in the US South to actually repeal the prohibition of simple possession. Those words really just mean that it became legal for adults to consume, possess, share, and grow at home. There's no legal way to buy it without a medical card. And the
Yes.
reason why we did that in 2021 is because across Virginia and across this country, Black people and Black residents have been convicted and arrested at least four times the rate as white people, even though the use is very much the same.
Same. Yeah.
So we took this step in Virginia initially to stop those types of disproportionate arrest because we knew they were happening. And as we put forward this market, we want to make sure we don't do the same things. And unfortunately, yesterday on the Senate side, which we know these bills will come over to the House soon, in
Yeah.
the Senate side, they added at the even with unfriendly amendments to Senator
Okay,
Aird,
country. Say more.
unfriendly amendments to Senator Aird's bill. They added mandatory minimums. They added from a child right now, even from a 20-year-old, if you get caught with marijuana, it goes from a $25 fee to a class one misdemeanor. And Senator Ayers, she had removed the penalty of three strikes to life for marijuana. Well, yesterday they added it back in. So you can get caught three times selling any amount of marijuana and be three strikes to life in prison.
Okay, so backtrack, right? So eliminating mandatory minimums. People that don't understand that means is, you take away a judge's discretion, and it doesn't matter what how many years they think you should have. You're going to get a mandatory amount, and these in Virginia stack up, and which is interesting because no, was it last week? This was a conversation that we were having about piling up these mandatory minimums, why they're ineffective, and why across the country folks are realizing it's dumb as hell to be doing mandatory minimums, right? We pick judges to use their discretion to be able to understand to be able to understand what's happening and do what's right under the guise of the law, and then we take that away from them by having these mandatory minimums. So it sounds like in the Senate bill that I just talked to y'all that'll come across over here within the next 2 weeks or so, they put mandatory minimums in, right? Okay, what's the other thing you said that they put back in?
They recriminalized children. So from the ages of 18 to 20. So anyone under 21, as of right now, if you get caught with marijuana, it's a $25 penalty. We
Okay.
changed that in 2021. According to this bill from yesterday, it is now a class one misdemeanor.
Okay. And so class one misdemeanor has what with it? Like I'm making sure I know because I'm not a lawyer.
Yep, and I am not either, but I'm going to tell you that it does come, I believe, with a $500 fine or up to a year in prison. So
That's the thing.
that is a thing, and don't quote me on those times, but it comes with a fee and and jail time, which is the
I
most
got you.
important, right?
We are only as smart as my husband likes to tell me. You're only as smart as your smartphone. In Virginia, a class or your smartphone is only as smart as you. In Virginia, a class one misdemeanor is the most serious type of misdemeanor, punishable up to 12 months in jail and a fine up to $2,500 or both.
Wow.
The So it's putting it in line with DUIs, with assault and battery, with reckless driving, with trespassing. Like it's putting this in line with that for children.
For children, and what they're saying, particularly the chairman of Senate courts wants the same penalties for marijuana as they do for alcohol. And unfortunately, at this very piece with children, they're saying, well, judges, speaking of judge discretion, usually divert young people the first time. And so our question was, why not put the diversion in for the
Yes.
first offense instead of adding a misdemeanor? And so it's really confusing to us, and I can't imagine what it's going to be for the public.
Yeah.
Um, and then the third one was, as of right now, and many people don't know this, but if you get caught with any level of distribution three times for marijuana, then that's actually three strikes to life in prison.
Is this 1994?
Girl, that come on, come through with the crime bill, okay?
Listen,
Like,
Because I remember as a kid the billboard signs that
Yes,
said 3 strikes you're out.
you're right. They did take out billboards.
They took out
And
billboards. They did.
so I'm coming on here. We have seen this before. And 2 years ago, the chairwoman of finance, who's also the Senate pro temp, took out some of these penalties when it got to finance.
Mhm.
So we lost the battle yesterday, unfortunately, because we had there was a few Dems that voted also with Republicans. I will say that Senator Stewart, who is a Republican, got on and say, "Why are we doing this if it's legal?"
Yeah.
And so it was a very strange day. So I'm going to continue to talk to everyone that is here, because as the delegate said, we are really nothing without our team. And even
Yep.
if I am a quote unquote expert, I was running around to all of my colleagues yesterday to say, please testify on this bill. And a community came together to support Senator Aird in that moment. But on the House side, we really need to make sure that those don't show up in the House bill. We really need to make sure that we're asking those questions. And if you are following along, please reach out to your senator today, tomorrow, soon, because we really this would be a ridiculous step backwards if we regulated it, if we're going to seal the same records that we're about to criminalize people on.
Yeah.
And you also mentioned the mandatory minimums. These crimes could actually compound. You could get
Yep.
a crime, a charge for growing too many plants, and also having an attempt to distribute. Like, those types of charges would compound
Yeah.
on top of each other.
Which means what she's saying is like sometimes you'll hear a sentencing said that says, 25 years for this, 25 years for this, and those things can run concurrent. That means you're serving time for both of those things at the same time. So you only do 25 years. But when they stack these charges, that means you got to do 25 years for this and another 25 years for this and end up 50 years in jail for. And I'm just this is not precise, right? It's for growing and possession, right? Like or distribution.
Distribution.
So 50 years for that. I'm exaggerating the number here, but that's wild. Here, where can you tell people, number one, where the bill has it left the Senate chamber, or is it on the first or second or third read? And what can people of the general public do to support? How can they help?
So right now on the Senate side, this bill is going to finance next.
Oh, okay.
So we still have finance and we have the floor. We do have a bill on the House side that is on its way to appropriations as well. We like this bill. And how you can get involved is that you can go to THC Justice Now on our social media. You can subscribe to our newsletter. We are going to have a call to action out today, but I'll tell you now, it's reaching out to your senator and saying, oppose the new crimes from yesterday. So follow us. We'll make it easy for you. And just know that this is a fight that we're going to be fighting. I will just give out a good news report that on the House side, we passed resentencing bill, and yesterday in the Senate, we passed resentencing. So resentencing of marijuana is almost, if you've heard of second look, it's like that for marijuana. Anything that is now legal and people are still on probation or still incarcerated, they now get an automatic hearing to possibly have their sentence reduced.
That's fair.
So so that is a great move. And in the House, we've got parental rights with Delegate Clark that passed. The resentencing with Delegate Henson is on its way to appropriation. So we've got some really good things moving. And I am not a spokesperson for this particular bill, but I think it's on my heart to say that yesterday in both chambers, if anyone is following, second look was stricken and is no longer. So that was a big, heavy moment for a lot of the community yesterday. And then to see what they were doing with marijuana out of the blue, even the committee members were surprised by these amendments.
I'm surprised they had the votes. So you said stricken. People are not going to know what that means. So can you explain what stricken is?
Sure. So the bill itself, the second look bill, which would have provided a hearing for people with incarcerated for 10 years or more that have been doing really well and following the rules and working. Yesterday, the bills were decided to just be taken off the docket completely. And
Yeah.
so they're no longer going to be heard. They're basically essentially dead this season.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That I, you're giving me news, which is heartbreaking because that was part of the conversation we were having last week about the importance of second look. And I also want to go back because you know our role here: educate, advocate, celebrate, then legislate. I want to go back to what you said about where the bills are. You use the word appropriations. For those who don't know, appropriations, that's the money committee. Finance is the money committee as well. And so, what it sounds like right now is the bills are still in the committee process, right? Each of them have maybe passed their respective content committees, right? The content is good, so we're going to go see can we fund this, and that means the bill is now going to go over to the money committees to make sure that we've got the money set aside to be able to execute the law or whatever is encompassed in it. Um, I feel heavy. I feel heavy. I feel heavy. I'm going to take that in. And here's what I want to underscore too is like you're telling me this, and a lot of it is news to me, right? Even though I'm in Richmond, I just want to help the general public understand is that there are so many things happening at once. There are so many competing things. Like I just showed you guys my board. I got 6 bills up today, 3 committees. I've got a caucus to go to next. I've got, you know what I mean? And so it is imperative that you do what Chelsea is doing and let your people know what's going on. Sometimes even you got to let your representative know, hey, this just happened, because we're like, oh, what? You know, like that thing that matters, like it's so important. This is the work. This is how we play as a team. Um, yeah, man. I put the link in the chat. Is there anything you said you need people to call, they contact their senators and stuff? So if you don't know who your senator is, go to who'smylegislator.com. Whoismylegislator.com. I will put it in the chat. What else? And go to I put the link for marijuana justice.
Yeah. And just keep watching. We will have a call to action, so it will continue to be send this letter, sign this petition. We have some petitions on our social media right now and on our website that you can find. Take action,
Yeah.
and we just really appreciate everyone being involved. And the next step for the marijuana is the money part, which is the taxes. So it's local taxes. It's how much revenue is going to go to the equity fund, how much is going to go to education. So these are the decisions that are going to be made in these money committees. And we do know that's important because we want the reinvestment for communities, as well as we want a reasonable tax so that people actually use the legal market and not continue to utilize the illicit market because the prices are better, right? And so that's something else that we're really looking forward to. So if people have questions, please let us know. But I appreciate you so much, Delegate, for letting me come on
Oh
and
no.
give an explanation.
You know, that's my pleasure. I'm just going to ask you one more thing. And I know like life has to go on because you're probably going to be up here or be trying to take care of your life. And um, what is the equity fund?
Mm. Oh, I would love to talk about this. Um, so already in code, when people are like, we don't want to pass it, already in code.
The code is the
Uh,
laws that we abide by, the things that like code is how we know we acted on it as a law. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's already a law that whenever Virginia starts to sell adult use marijuana, which means without a medical card, which is
Mhm.
coming, which is what these bills are about, all of the revenue now has specific places to go.
Yeah.
And in 2021, we passed a law that said that X amount percentage, right? In the law right now, it's 30% of the revenues will go to the Cannabis Equity Reinvestment Fund. Okay. And within that fund, follow me. And if you go to Marijuana Justice and the Cannabis Commission, you can
Mhm.
find out more about this on our website. But from the equity fund, that's going to pay for grants and possible programming, particularly for areas across the Virginia that had more arrests for Black people than it did for white people. So yes, that money is going to be very specifically aimed for people. Also within that that equity fund, there's an equity business loan fund. So it's one fund underneath the other one. And that loan fund is one of my favorite things part of this bill because it also gives not just loans, but grants to equity businesses. We're now calling them impact businesses because people didn't like the word equity. I don't care what you call it, but impact businesses are actually going to be able to get startup capital, resources, training from this loan business program. And then also in that equity reinvestment, it's going to pay for the indigent fund, which means for our public defenders, for people that are indigent and don't have lawyers. So it's a really good fund. In Paul Kriesic's bill, it's 60% of the revenue. We love that number. um, but we also are being realistic, and I want to be realistic with the public and people that are following because of the budget deficits, the federal cuts. We will probably see that money being distributed in different ways, but I do believe that we will at least stick with our 30%. But that's another real signal about the values that Virginia is putting forward with our marijuana bill is that we have an impact licensee, we have an impact fund, we're going to have small businesses. And so that's why it doesn't make any sense that we're creating these new crimes to criminalize people when we're doing so well to make this as an inclusive industry. And people have fought really hard for that. But again, I gave a great presentation about this. It's on our website underneath the Virginia Cannabis Commission portion. And I even do a nice little flow chart of the money. So if you have any questions, let us know. I'll be happy to send you information.
All right, here you said the word, the magic word. Someone put this in the chat before you said this, but they're like, what is or are the Virginia commissions? Kevin, shout out to you always, that citizens can serve on that help this issue.
Ooh, I love this question. So I'm going to shout out her name. Her name is Charity Howell. She was just appointed the director of the Board of Appointments in the governor's office. So she is the director. She is now looking for people to join different commissions across Virginia. The Secretary of the Commonwealth. So if you go to the Secretary of the Commonwealth site, you can see the different boards and commissions to serve. Now, if you're interested in the cannabis commissions, I will say they're not as public as we would like, but there is a joint cannabis commission that legislators sit on. They will start meeting again in July, and they are great at taking public comment. That is a really participatory process. Again, Delegate Kriesik is the chair of that. So you will actually see that the Cannabis Control Authority is on there. And that equity board I just mentioned, you can apply from the Secretary of the Commonwealth. You can apply to be on the equity board that decides where that money, that 30%, 60% will go. So if you are interested, please apply. We need good people to be able to make sure we're steering that money. But there's a lot of really great boards that you can go and find under the Secretary of the Commonwealth. Candy, the new secretary of the Commonwealth is there, and she's got a great team that's ready to staff up some folks on these commissions.
Yeah. That is a great way to start a Thursday. You got opportunities, you got education, you got stuff to do.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
And even though we talked about marijuana today, I just want to underscore that there's this much depth and breadth of work for all the things. So find your people.
Yes.
We just had, I don't know if you were you here yesterday or day before yesterday, Chelsea, were you in the building?
Yes.
What did you see in the building the day before yesterday?
Girl, what day was that? That was Tuesday. I mean, I saw a lot of people. It was packed. It was going.
Packed with what color was they wearing?
Oh, child.
You don't remember the orange people?
The orange people.
Yes.
Yep.
Listen.
MS? What was it for?
No, these were hound hunters.
Oh, right. Yes. And I was also confused. I had to be educated that day as well. I was like, look at these folks organizing.
I was like, but there was a line at my door for about 3 hours of people just signing my books. signing my books, because we had a bill that was up last night where we're trying to give the Department of Wildlife the ability to start regulating the hound hunting, or just like permitting them and giving them best practices. And I can tell you, folks were like, y'all about to take hound hunting away, y'all about to and we had to manage expectations, but they showed up in force. And that's the first thing I said, before y'all get mad at these people, before y'all start talking that ish, this is organizing.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just a bunch of, yes, it was a majority white men, but there were women, there were children, there were Black folks. There were it was the breadth of folks.
Yeah. And you had to ask, you had to be curious, because there were so many people there. So and like you said, there's an opportunity for that with just about anything and everything that's going on in Virginia General Assembly. So please get involved. Definitely. The hounds folks are out. So
Listen,
we should be out here hounding.
Yes. It's the hound hunting. I think they've outlawed it in 40 something states, but we still have hound hunting where people go out and they hunt with dogs. Mm-hmm. It's a whole thing. And there's a property rights and culture that has shifted where folks is like, I don't want your dogs on my property. And some folks is like, we've been doing this for years. It's our heritage. So we had a huge bill on that, a huge bill last night. The hearing on that one bill, Chelsea, was 2 hours.
See, that was as long as the marijuana bill. That's impressive. No, I mean, and because people were there, because people were demanding, because it looked like a big deal. You just saw that it mattered. It had the time that it gave, right? Yep. Yeah, deserved, definitely.
Yep. It's a whole thing. Okay, I will leave you to your day. I am so grateful and honored that you gifted the Morning Dew with your time. I will say to the rest of y'all, just pop in. I don't have to, this is your time. And I feel like a talking head, and you could probably educate folks better than I can on the stuff and things. Thank you, Chelsea.
Thank you, Delia Glass.
I'll speak to you soon. Okay, okay. So yes, absolutely, y'all. David Glass says dog hunting on private property, letting dogs run where they will. Yeah. And that's not what everybody is doing, right? That's what's important to know, is that the majority of the folks that showed up the other day are people that are abiding by the rules, doing the right things. And you've got people that are not setting a good precedent. And so we're trying to make sure that all don't stay punished for many, but that we do something that helps us be a part of facilitating a better culture around hound hunting. It's a big deal. It's not a small thing. It's not a small thing, but love it. Oh, Avio 63 said, I came across some hounds running a trail in the Bismarck Swamp. They be a pain. They be a pain. That'd be a pain. Okay, here you go. All right, last couple of things, and I'm already late for caucus, so I'm going to try to get myself together. Elizabeth says that I'm going to put this on our screen. Alert, all of the ice out. Excuse me, all the ice out bills. Look at me. I'm better than this, I promise. I can put on glasses. Out of schools, the House are up in subcommittee on Friday at 7 a.m. We need a big presence at the General Assembly. The agenda for Friday is subcommittee agenda, blah, 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 blah. Hold on. So, okay, that's the email. That's the internet address. In-person support will make a big difference. No need to sign up for that ahead of time. She is absolutely right. That in person makes a huge difference. That's what we were talking about with the hound hunters yesterday. They came stacked, packed, and ready to wrap. Yep, I would love it. And if you're interested in coming up here, please, by all means, we welcome folks and off. You just got to let us know that you want to spend some time up here with us, or just make a day of it for yourself. Pop by, and we'll make sure that we get to see you. This is the work. My daughter hit one in her car. Wow. 14K in damage. Smart can't be punishing everyone for the few not following the rules. Yeah, we're trying to get ourselves to a point where we're able to help that. Cousin Issa, can you remind people where to find the agenda so people show up on the right days? Absolutely, I can do that. So the best way to find, let me see if I can I'm going to open my screen and maybe share that with you all so that you have it in your back pocket. Okay. Actually, that's the wrong thing. Let me go to Virginia. There we go. I'm going to share my screen because cousin it asked if share screen so you can kind of see. There it is. Share. All right. So here's what I got here. I'm going to make it bigger. This is the Virginia General Assembly page. And if you go to just vga.virginia.gov, that'll work. vga.virginia.gov, Virginia General Assembly page. It has a lot of information here where you can learn that whole aspect of who's my legislator that I was talking about. You can go there and take a look at who's my legislation. You can watch live videos, all these different things. There should be a place for, let's visit the Capitol. Let me see. Visit, engage. Okay, so if you go to engage on the Virginia General Assembly page, you can just Google Virginia General Assembly, and remember it's vga.virginia.gov. Go to meeting and calendar schedules, and then it'll show you the status of the trainer. So you can go to whether there's a House meetings or the Senate schedule. I'll go to House meetings, right? And when you go to the schedule, it'll show you everything that's going on today, right? Sportsman's Caucus, see how I said I'm late for the Hampton Roads Caucus, things like that. All of those things that are in progress. So there's a subcommittee in progress right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click on that. This right here will show me the agenda. I'll show it so I can see what's on the agenda. These are all the bills that they're hearing this morning. And then you've got in progress. And if I click on the meeting in progress, it's going to open up and it's going to show me the meeting that's in progress. So I can watch this is happening right now in the building. So I can watch this and see how they're voting, see what things are voting. Another aspect I think that's really important is let's see, when I go to here, I can sign up to speak or comment, right? So here you can request that you want to do public, because we do Zoom testimony. This is where you can say what your you can do your written comments here, or and pick what you're trying to submit a written comment that goes online. But this one is past the point where you can sign up to speak, because the meeting's in progress. So you have to sign out. See, so if you're signed up to speak at midnight for the morning meetings and at noon for afternoon meetings, so you got to sign up by midnight if it's a meeting that's in the morning, and then you got to sign up by 12 it's a meeting if it's a meeting in the afternoon. Does that make sense? But you can leave public comment at any time. So that is that. Let me unshare my screen. Oh no, did I? Uh-oh. I wasn't showing you. Oh, I'm so sorry. You guys didn't see anything. Because it hold on, let me do this. Share stop. Let me see if I can do this. You guys didn't see anything. Share my screen. Share my screen. Let's just share window. I should have shared this window. That is so bad. Let me go back through this. Let me see, which one is it? It's this one. Okay, share. Now let me see. You're gonna see me and it looks crazy. But now I'm gonna go house meeting schedule. Let me see. Is that showing now? House meeting schedule. Actually, I think if you're able to see the house meeting schedule, let me know. I think. Yeah, okay. Let's do this house meeting schedule. And I just did this, so I'm going to do this again. Here is where you can sign up for my apologies. You can see the agenda here. Excuse me. And remember, this meeting is in progress, but you can see the public comments. What you can also do is you can watch that meeting in progress, and I'll show you here, like this meeting is in progress. I can see um, that that's happening, right? What's happening, right? See, right? See, that's happening. Like I said, the most important part of this, I believe, is making sure that you take time to sign up to speak or submit comments. Right? This is where you go. Right? Is that there? So you can submit comments at any time. All that stuff I said applies here too. Okay, let me go back here and remove myself. I apologize. I definitely was like not on the right screen. I was not on the right screen. Let me check the comments. Chelsea is the MVP. Yes, she is. This we know. Bless you. Okay. Yes, we see it. All the good stuff. LOL. LIS is everything. Yeah, LIS is another site. VPAP is another site, and the General Assembly page are another site. You can do all of that there. Yep. All right. Till next time, I hope all of you are well. Wishing you the best. I'll see you next week, should time permit, because I don't know what next week's going to look like, but no, I'm going to try to be here. I'm Jackie Glass, Mama, Navy vet, certified doer, and a laced up legislator for the House of Delegates 93rd District. This is the work. This has been the Morning Dew for certified doers just like you. Doers get more done. And don't sue me, Home Depot. Okay. All right, be kind. See, catch you on the flip side.